Well, how are you all today? Last time, my last thought for the day, I talked about the watering can. I want to keep going with the gardening theme for a little bit and talk to you today about a Wellington boot, about 2 Wellington boots. But to do that, I need to take you back quite a few years to early in the time when Helen and I were going out. And I invited Helen to come down to stay at our parents' house where I was living. I was still at university at the time. And I don't know about you, but sometimes parents can be quite embarrassing, can't they? And I had warned her that because we lived on a house with a bit of land and they were trying to farm it at the time, she might be asked to help. And she was game for that. She was up for that. So she arrived, I don't know if it was the night before, and probably but anyway, on the Saturday morning, at breakfast, my mum and dad said, right, we had a chicken manure delivery this week, and it really needs to be spread. Now what that meant was a lorry had dumped a whole lorry load of chicken manure in one of the fields, and what they wanted was to go out with forks and so on and spread this chicken manure on the field. Otherwise it would just stay as a big stinking heap. Wasn't exactly the kind of welcome I wanted my new girlfriend to get from my parents, but I had warned her. And Helen was slightly fazed by this, not too badly, but what am I going to wear? Oh, don't worry, we'll lend you some Wellington boots. Oh, fine. So the Wellington boots were found and we went out in the field. And what Helen discovered fairly soon after she started shoveling this manure was not only had she been asked to shovel manure, our chicken manure, on her first visit to her new boyfriend's parents, but she'd also been asked to do it in Wellington boots with a hole in. Now, I don't know about you, but that's not really the welcome I wanted my new girlfriend to get from her maybe future parents-in-law, and they would end up being parents-in-law. And at that point, when I discovered that not only she'd been asked to do this, but she'd been asked to do it with Wellington boots with a hole in, I was starting to think this is all going terribly wrong. But what I learned from it, because she didn't leave me for it. She didn't even tell me that was awful. How could you possibly do that? She was able to laugh about it. Because actually her love for me was greater than anything my parents could do. Even sending her out into the field to shovel chicken manure with Wellington boots with holes in. And actually love is much stronger, isn't it, than making a good impression. And maybe the strongest love of all, the love that God has for us. God loved us enough not just to go to the place where we live, but to leave all the glory of heaven, leave the intimate relationship with his Father to come to the place where we live. And he loved us not just enough to shovel chicken manure with boots with holes in, but to let people make holes in his hands and his side as he died on the cross for us. That's true love. That's love that's far greater than anything that can be messed up by a boot with a hole in or a concern about making a good impression. If you haven't discovered that love, then ask Jesus today to show you quite how much he loves you.